I'm here today with Amber Cook. This is going to be your single release party.
Yeah.
So
I think it's pretty exciting. It's been a while since I've released anything, so this is nice.
Okay. And what have you been up to? Because it's been a while.
Well, I wish I could say better things, but in September I lost my mom. She passed away from ovarian cancer, so I've just kind of been dealing with the aftermath of losing her, and just taking care of family members that she would have normally been taking care of, and just trying to take one day at a time, really. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to endure, but I'm doing the best I can.
Oh, it is hard.
It is.
How would you describe your creative process?
I don't know. I feel like it just comes in different ways. Sometimes I'll have a dream about a song, and I'll get up and I can, pluck a few, chords on the guitar, and I have the song within like 5 minutes. But then there's times where I'll start, plucking out a melody on the guitar and then trying to put some lyrics with it. And it takes me a little bit longer. But with this particular song, The Loss of You, I was asked by Melissa Whisenhunt, I believe I'm pronouncing her last name right, who would be Mason Lowe, professional writer Mason Lowe's mom, to write a song on his behalf. If you followed anything that Mason did, he professional bull rode for, I would say the better half of his life. And he was very young when he passed away. He was 25. But she wanted me to write a song on behalf of him. And the way that came about, I started plucking around on the guitar. Some beautiful chords started to just kind of develop. And in the middle of the night, like after putting the guitar down for a while, I woke up, and it was probably like 3 or so in the morning, and I had the words that I wanted to say to the melody that I had come up with. So I just grabbed my phone, hit record so I wouldn't forget it, and then just kind of picked up from there. And I probably had it written within a day.
Okay. Did your style of music change since the beginning of your career?
If you're talking about the first time you and I talked, I wouldn't say. I would still say that it's mainly like, pretty country influenced. There's that folk. And then just with the way that I sing, I think there's like an aspect of soul there. And I feel like I've kind of stuck true to that. But if you go way back before, the guitar, before the songwriting, I would say it did change. At the very beginning, I just did covers, and I don't think I had anything to write about yet because I was too young. I don't think I had enough experience yet. And honestly, like for somebody who looks like me, a lot of people kind of put us in a little box, and they say, oh, she's a, good gospel singer, a good R&B singer, something along those lines. So I think when I was younger, I was trying to fit into boxes that I didn't actually belong in. And it wasn't until later I actually found my true sound. So yeah, I guess from the very beginning up until now, my style and I think just overall sound has kind of changed because I've grown and I'm mature, and I have life experience where before I didn't.
Yeah, what we call down here profiling or something like that.
Wait, say that again?
Called profiling.
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 Profiler?
when you when you said the little box.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of glad that I worked myself out of that and stopped believing all of the stereotypes that float around about, people that look like me. And I'm so glad that I just stayed true to myself and found my real, like my true voice.
Okay. What do you enjoy the most about being a performer?
I think just the performance itself. I love the feeling that I get when I'm up there singing. It just makes me feel so unbelievably good. And then when I'm looking out, whether it's a big crowd or whether it's a crowd of two or, somewhere in between all of that, I can look out and I can see people reacting, to what I'm doing, or they have some type of connection to what I'm singing, and especially when it's my own material. I think just knowing that there's other people out there that can relate to what I'm writing about, or just, even if it's a song they're familiar with, it makes them react a certain way when they hear it by, me, or, I guess just hearing, a song they're familiar with in general. And it's done differently, by me in comparison to someone else. But they react because they like what they're hearing, and they come up and talk to you, at the end of the show or at the end of your set, and they say, wow, I really appreciate you sharing that song. It takes me back to this time in my life, when I was going through all of this, and just hearing you sing, it does something for me, that I think that means a lot. I think that's what I look forward to.
Okay, we're gonna play your new single, Loss of You. Loss of You.
Yeah, let's do it. What's alive on the other side? I bet it's beautiful, beautiful. Since you left a part of me died, and my heart's no longer full, no longer full. But a part of me knows it was your time to go, and I'm supposed to question me of God's plan. And though you may be out of sight, I hope you hear this song tonight, and you know I still hold your heart in my hands. It's cutting out, Rich. I don't know if it's doing that on your end, but it's cutting out. So many answers I did not get, and only God knows why. God knows why. Like a secret that was tightly kept.
co-writers or anything like that, or?
No co-writers, but I have to give a shout out to these two gentlemen that helped me out with the production piece of the song. I know that it wouldn't be half the song without their help, but there's Angelo Iosa. He did the production that you hear, and I love what he did with the song. I think he did an amazing job. Like, you'll hear like the pedal steel guitar in there. The backgrounds, he helped out with some of the background vocals that you hear. And he added kind of like this mysterious, like, mystique to the song, you know, like, that there's the light, you know, strings and things like that, the guitar that you hear. And the guitar part, that was done by Stefano Formato. They're both just, I think, brilliant at what they do. And I know Angelo is from Argentina, and then Stefano, I think, is from Italy. So, but they kind of like come as a package. They do a lot of projects together, and I know that song wouldn't be what it is if I didn't have their help. But as far as co-writers, no. You know, I came up with the lyrics, and, you know, they basically took the skeleton of the song that I already had, you know, vocals and guitar, you know, put together and enhanced it and made it what it is. So they're so gifted, and I'm just so grateful for their help on this song.
Yeah, it's a pretty song.
Yes, it is. And it's so sad, but it's so beautiful, because I hope that people, when they listen to it, they have that, you know, hope at the very end of it, that even though you might have lost somebody so very dear and close to you, there's going to be a time where you're going to be, you know, together again and reunited. And you just got to trust and believe in that, and have faith that God knows what he's doing, even though you might not understand, and just live and continue on in the best way that you know how, in remembrance of that person or the people that you've lost.
Okay. What's next for you?
So I have something really exciting coming up next week. I don't want to say what. All I'm going to say is it's really good. Very awesome opportunity. And if you want to keep tabs on what it is, just follow my page, follow what I'm doing, because I'll be posting up about it. I'm really excited for it. And then I also have another song that I'd like to release this year. It's called My Father's Eyes. And again, Angelo and Stefano helped me out with this one too. I'm not sure exactly of the release date for that, but I'm actually going to be working on getting the album art put together for it. So once that's done, we are good to go. So once I know when the release date is, you'll see me posting up on my Facebook page as well about that.
Okay. What's the best gig you ever played?
The best gig I ever played. Okay, so can I, that's so hard. Can I at least share two that I thought were pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the best would have been singing the national anthem for NASCAR. And I want to say that was in 2020? If it wasn't 2020, then it was 2021. And I went to Watkins Glen International Racetrack to sing. And I thought that was an awesome opportunity. I never thought in a million years I would be able to sing for NASCAR ever. So I thought that was awesome. And then, I don't know. I mean, I've opened for some famous acts, like quite a few. But I think opening for Aaron Tippin and meeting him was pretty cool. I mean, he was humble enough to come to Warren, Pennsylvania, where I was living at the time. I'm now in Erie. but he threw a free concert, and they asked me to open the show for him.
Wow.
And so I got to sing the anthem then to open up the show. And I got a chance to meet him after his concert, and he was so cool. He was just like humble, very down to earth, and, you know, complimented me and said, you know, you have one heck of a voice. He was like, you keep going with that, girl, you know, and he hugged me, and he, you know, we got a picture together, and I'm pretty sure I have that picture still to this day, and I think I shared it on my social medias and things like that, so if you ever get a chance to scroll through, and you'll see a pretty, like, damp, rained out picture of me and Aaron, because it rained that night, but it was awesome. It was so cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and then another thing that was really cool about the NASCAR race that I told you about, I met Richard Petty, and I got a picture with him, so I thought that was cool.
Okay. Do you prefer listening to music or create it?
I don't know, I kind of like both equally, but I'd say creating and then listening back to what you created. I think that's a lot of fun. And then getting input from other people and what they have to say about what you created.
All right. Where can people go and see your videos, music, and events?
So where you can see my music, videos, events, if you go to Cookie Music Online on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, that's where you can find all of what I do. And then as far as what I do on Facebook, if you look up Amber Lee Cook, spelled Cooke, and then you'll see a parentheses that says Cookie, and that's where you can see what else I do on Facebook. So a lot of people are like, why Cookie? Or aren't you Amber? I mean, to me, Cookie's a fun artist name. That is all it is, and that's where it comes from. So my last name used to be Cook, like Sam Cook, and a lot of people in school and even now call me Cookie. So that's where that comes from.
Okay. I think we went through that last time. How do you get Cookie?
I still get a lot of questions. They're like, Amber, Cookie, what is it? And it's like, when I'm doing my music, Cookie is fine. But, you know, it's just a fun artist name, alias for what I love to do musically.
Okay. What do you do besides music?
Besides music, I do, it's been a while since I've actually like gotten into this niche or niche, whatever you would like to call it. But I do like to write children's books, but it's been a while since I've actually, you know, put pen to paper and, you know, done that side of writing. But I would like to. I think I have a couple more books in me. And then besides that, I school bus drive. So if I'm not writing about the kids or trying to get them something to look forward to read, then I'm hauling them around for school.
Well, thanks for being on the show today. I really enjoyed having you.
Thank you for having me, Rich. It's always fun.